And I'm recording.
What's up?
I'm recording.
Me too.
I'm recording.
Recording in the dark. It's not really dark because it's only 8 p.m. But I feel like it's dark. Hello,
Welcome back to another episode of Music Mondays, you guys. That's Leah.
That's Taylor. What?
That took you a second, but you got it.
It's fine. I feel like a shell. Anyway.
I'm gonna just preface this with, if you hear a small child wailing, it's because I'm currently in a hotel and there's a pool outside my window and there's a child out there yelling a lot. So I apologize in advance for our listeners if you can hear a small child screaming.
And if you can hear an adult woman screaming, don't worry, it's just me. I have a lot of problems. Thank you.
This week,
that's that.
This week we're talking about Clairo's new album, Immunity.
We are.
Yeah, she's cool. Claire Cottrill is Clairo. She's 20 years old. She is pretty new to the music scene. She's only been around since 2017. And, well, I mean, she's been around earlier than that, but, like, she's been in the spotlight since 2017.
Right.
After escalating, her fame escalated after releasing Pretty Girl, which blew up on YouTube. It has over 35 million views. It's a lo-fi produced song in the category of bedroom pop. She's from Atlanta, Georgia, and she is the daughter of a marketing executive, Jeff Cottrill, which a lot of people say that her fame can be contributed to her father being a marketing executive, but she's like, she was like, nah, dog, it's YouTube's algorithm. They just fed my song to a bunch of people that listen to bedroom pop, and that's how people found my song, which is the truth.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, that's how it happens.
I mean, she's also very good and deserves all the popularity she's getting, but it also, I'm sure it doesn't hurt that your dad's a marketing executive.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But no, like, yeah, I know what you mean.
And so, like, she's very inspired by 1980s pop music, which you can definitely hear in her music. But she was given the bedroom pop label, but it was never her intention to make that style of music, which is very obvious on this album. She completely ditched the bedroom pop sound. She kept a little bit of it so that she could still keep her audience and stay relevant with the people that already love her. But I would not categorize this album as bedroom pop. I would call it soft rock, actually.
Yes.
I wouldn't categorize it as pop anymore.
Soft rock with, like, very heavy production. Not heavy in a bad way, but just, like, there.
So it's like soft rock with pop influence.
Yeah.
But she does have a record contract with Fader, and that's who produced this album.
Oh, nice.
It is her first studio album. It was released on August 2nd. 2019.
Brand spanking new.
Yep. Just last week. And she has one EP. It's called Diary 001. And she has a bunch of singles out too. She's one of those artists, like any new young artist, she released a bunch of singles before she put out an EP. Mm-hmm. She has roughly 6 million monthly listeners on Spotify and roughly 605,000 followers on Spotify. And I think that she's gained a lot of her monthly listeners by she's currently opening for Khalid on tour.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool. I think that they're a really interesting duo because Khalid is very much R&B pop. Like, that is his exact genre. Like, that's what he makes. And she's soft rock with pop influence. So it's pretty cool to have people that are so different but also, like, mesh so well. Like, you could listen to both of them on the same playlist and be like, oh yeah, this works. Right.
Well, and they're also, like, going through kind of like the same walk of life. I mean, obviously Khalid is, like, way bigger than she is, but like, they're the same age, and they're, like, he kind of blew up as quickly as she's blowing up now, so I'm sure he can, like, relate to a lot of it. So there's probably, like, a lot of personal compatibility too, which is cool.
They're really they're like besties. Like, they post pictures with each other all the time, and
that's cute. I love that. I love when openers and the headliners are friends and they, like, hang out.
Yeah.
And they're not like, oh, well, you're just the opener, so wow.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that a lot of people are kind of ditching the this is the opener I was assigned and picking their openers now.
Yes.
Which was like, I know I already talked about seeing John Bellion, but he picked Lawrence to open. And I think that the A&R agents that put together the tour were like, oh, you need to have Mark Bassey on tour too. Like, I think he picked Lawrence, and then the A&R were like,
but he didn't pick.
I don't see him picking Mark Bassey. Like, he's fine, but he was not.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, and I feel like the culture around it too is not so much like, oh, you're just the opener and like I'm the headliner and wow. Because when you get people that are assigned to each other, you can get big heads like that. And it's like, no, like you're working together to go on tour to make a tour. Like you're both important.
And with a lot of these young people, like Kelly and Clairo and artists of the like, they're friends. So they want to be on tour together because they want to hang out all the time and they want to be on each other's buses and be doing all that stuff. So it makes it more fun for them to be together.
Right, because they decided somebody that they know that they're going to get along with and can make tour less of a job and more of a like an experience that they're having.
Absolutely.
Which is cool.
Sorry, big yawn. Been up since 5.
That's okay. That's okay. What's your favorite?
My favorite is Impossible. It has like one of the most basic drum beats, but with like a little bit of pizzazz. Like they add like an extra like in there. Do you know what I mean?
The wise words of Taylor Dodson. They had an extra.
Yeah.
Yes, I know what you mean though.
And I love it so much. Like every time I listen to Impossible, I'm like really like jamming to it, and it's just, I don't know, I like it a lot. And the first time I listened to it, I was like super fucking into the beat, and then she came in with that auto tune, and I was like, oh. And then I listened to it again, and I didn't even hear the auto tune because I just really loved the song.
Yeah, I was going to talk about, I guess I'll talk about my favorite, and then we can just go into what we like because it's related.
Yeah.
My favorite is Alewife. Of course, she opens the album with a beautiful, lovely ballad with lovely piano and lovely harmony. So, of course, that's the one that I picked. Mm-hmm. No one's surprised. I'm not.
Yeah.
But speaking of, I think that the harmony and the vocal layering on this album, like, man, I'm a sucker for the, like, weird electronic-y sounding harmonies.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, baby. And, like, she doesn't have that, like, all of the time, but she has the harmonies that she picks to use in a lot of these songs resemble the structure of that style, you know, but it doesn't sound electronic. It's just, like, she picked really unique harmonies and not, like, the ones that would be obvious in theory and stuff like that, you know? And I greatly appreciate that because it's lovely. And this album was really good. I didn't listen to it as much as I wanted to because I drove a lot and listened to only podcasts to get me through my driving because I can't focus on albums for very long when I'm driving that long. But it's so good.
It is quite good.
I loved it.
I was reading a Pitchfork article because they gave her an 8, which is reasonable. But going back to what you were saying about the electronic style and harmonies, they say that she has like an 808s and Heartbreak style auto tune on her verses and the power ballad guitar on the choruses, which is like, especially on Closer to You, that's the one that they pointed it out on, but I think it has that on Alewife too and a couple of the other songs. And it's really interesting. And they also compared Sophia to Dancing on My Own by Robin.
Yes. I agree.
They said, Sophia is powered by a Dancing on My Own synth chug about the most surefire banger fodder there is, but one that remains in the background beneath crackly, distorted guitar.
Yeah, I thought it was super cool to hear. Well, I said genre blend, but I guess it's more of like a style blend because she had like the very electronic drum like when I say heavily produced, I only say heavily because I don't know how else to describe it. I don't mean that I think it sounds bad and overproduced.
Mhm.
It's just like it sounds very in studio electronic, and she mixes that with like the just like the distorted guitar that you'd hear in an indie garage recording on someone's Zoom mic or some shit,
Mhm.
you know? So it's like I think those two things coming together create like a really cool style that's very unique. And I guess I say genre blend, but I guess it'd be more like I can't really place her too specifically in any genre,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and I think
But
I have a feeling that she's going to continue to like kind of bop around and evolve with her sound.
mm-hmm.
Um, which I mean is expected. She's
Well,
20 years old, so it's expected. But
right.
I mean, already just going from EP to album, there's a big change in sound.
Right. Well, and being so ambiguous in the genre and all that kind of stuff gives someone a lot of room to grow and experiment, which is cool.
Yeah.
Especially when you're that young and you're so fresh and you're already so popular, you have a lot of room to grow. You haven't locked yourself into anything too specific yet.
Yeah.
You know. So, and you don't have to if you set yourself up to not have to do that either, which is what I feel like what she's doing. And
Right.
not saying that artists can't ever expand into other genres, but like if someone's like, I'm a country artist, and they're like, now I'm a punk rock, it's like, hold on,
Yeah.
wait, you know?
Yeah.
But
I said that it's almost like she's growing up and leaving bedroom pop behind, which like
mm-hmm.
bedroom pop as a genre is like such a weird thing that I feel like just sprouted out of nowhere. Very much like a
Mm.
SoundCloud, like it definitely started on SoundCloud
Oh
genre,
yeah,
and
it
it's
was people just like hitting those little
their beat pads,
boards with the buttons. Yeah.
boards with the buttons, beat pads.
You know what?
uh, but bedroom pop is very much to me. I feel like I'm yelling. I feel like it's a bunch of teenagers that make bedroom pop, which obviously there's more than that, but that's what when I think of bedroom pop, I think of teenagers,
Yeah.
and which is kind of weird because it's called bedroom pop, but
No, but it's like you think of like young people like just like making music like in their bedroom, and they're like
yeah, I think of
the teenagers that have like three tiny little art prints and that's the only thing on their wall anywhere.
yeah, like it's teenagers and college students that make music in their free time and put it up on SoundCloud for fun. Those are the people who
Mm-hmm.
invented bedroom pop, and I feel
Yes.
like this is her saying, "Okay, I'm done with SoundCloud. I'm done with that scene. I'm ready to
I'm
be
breaking into the real industry
a
now.
finger quotes real musician."
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
I agree. RT.
yeah,
All
yeah.
the above.
I put
I
in
put
here.
I put that I like.
I put that she opens up about exploring her sexuality and figuring out. She came out as bi either late last year or early this year. I can't remember. And she talks about it in bags. I had it somewhere in here. She says, um, "Oh, Clairo sings about what she sings about is mundane but charged, watching TV, quote, wasting time on the couch, but also dropping hints, like a subtle call me by your name reference in the verse, tentatively offering that if the song's subject were to make a move, she wouldn't mind, really. The melody of the chorus is a morose and flattened effect and a resigned shrug. I guess it could be worse, walking out the door with your bags. Um, can you see me using everything to hold back? Like, it's talking about, like, her best friend that she's realizing, like, oh, I have more than friendship feelings for you, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to make the first move. But if you feel the same, will you make the first? Like, it's just interesting to hear her, like, really, I don't know the word I want to use, just like casually saying
Subtle.
it. Yeah, it's just
Like
like,
a
it's an
subtle
inner
way.
monologue of figuring out
Mm-hmm.
her sexuality. And I think that that's a cool thing to put in a song rather than
Yeah.
like explicitly saying it or like really like bluntly saying something. It's cool to hear her almost thought process about it.
Because that's what's realistic.
Right.
You know?
And it's like you almost get to be like a fly on the wall. Like see, like I can when I listen to those lyrics, I can see two teenage girls sitting on a couch, like watching a movie, and one like looking over and being like, "Oops, I like you more than
Yeah.
a friend," you know.
Yep.
And I just think that's like a cool thing that a song can make you like visualize something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, you know, I'm all about R&B, especially
Mm-hmm.
early 2000s R&B. So Softly was up on my list of favorites for this album. It's very much Y2K R&B.
Y2K, baby.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Baby.
And did
I hope
you
I can be heard enough.
did you notice the children's choirs?
Yes, I actually was going to talk about that too. I have a love-hate for them.
Yeah.
And this one falls on my love spectrum. I thought it was really good and it made me emotional, not even gonna lie. And I'm not 100% sure if that is because of I've been very emotional all weekend, or if it's because the actual song has been emotional. For those of you listeners, one of my very, very close friends since childhood got married yesterday. It's been a very emotional weekend. I'm still feeling it a little bit. She sent us some pictures today, and then I just cried all over again. But like it was like a sad song, and then these kids came in and they're singing along with her, and it's like they were kind of bad,
Mm-hmm.
but it like in a good way, like intentionally, and I was just like, oh, okay, now I'm feeling tears. Like
I said it was an odd but neat touch. Like
yeah.
I don't know if
You can make them weird. It can be weird if you don't do it right, but I think she did it.
she did it in just the right way where if it was more, it would be unnecessary, and if it was less, it would be uncomfortable.
Yes, I agree.
Which is why it was like I heard it and I was like, ooh, and then I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
And it was also the very last song on the album, so I feel like that was kind of a cool way to wrap up the album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like I didn't dive too deep into the lyrics. Obviously, I've just haven't. But like it also is like I feel like it's like a projection of her younger self singing these songs because she is still so young.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's just kind of what it made me feel. It was like her singing, but then like her younger voice coming through and also singing.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that was the intent behind it or what, but that was how I kind of interpreted it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I agree. It is odd because children's choirs are always like surprising because they're never expected.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I also, unrelated to Immunity, I love that she has a song called Flaming Hot Cheetos. Like, it just shows you how young she is.
Yes, I did not know that, and now I'm glad.
It's off of Diary.
I haven't really listened. Okay, I haven't really listened to her until this album.
She comes
like
up
I knew
on
of her, but
she comes up on my Explore a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my Explorer is. I mean, it's good because it's like chill indie, but I hate that it's chill indie.
Yeah.
I need to expand.
Sorry, that was
I'm such
big
a
old
youth.
yawn.
Let it out. Let it out. Hanging out.
Yeah.
Down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just gotta let it out, you know?
I do.
I'm getting my second wind.
Right as we're closing it out.
Right as we're closing it out. So guess what we're doing next week, y'all? It's gonna be a doozy because we are talking about none other than Bon Iver.
Ooh, beach.
And we've talked about doing Bon Iver. What?
For those people out there who don't know who Bon Iver is, you may know him as Bon Iver.
I swear to God, if you call him Bon Iver, I will kick you in the nose because.
Hey, have you ever heard of this guy called Bon Iver?
Bon? No, I haven't because that's not his name. Anyway, we had talked about doing Bon Iver's last album. Oh God, I don't even know what the name of it is. I'm looking at the vinyl over there on the wall. I don't even know the name of it because it's a lot. and we didn't do the album because it's a lot, and this album is even more, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just it's brand new, it's chaos. Let's talk about it.
I'm probably not gonna like it, but that's okay.
Probably not.
I have feelings towards Bon Iver.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I appreciate his music so much, I just don't care.
Well, I feel like if you weren't really into him during like the For Emma Forever Ago phase and like his earlier phase and like, you know, cried to Blood Bank and shit like that, now you're not gonna like enjoy listening to his newer stuff as much because it's like you either got really into him right away, and I'm not being like I got into Bon Iver right away, but like I've listened to Bon Iver for a long time, you know, like religiously. So I think that's why if you don't do that, it's way harder to enjoy.
Right.
If you haven't listened to him religiously for a long time.
Like, I know Skinny Love and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's my Bon Iver experience.
That's okay. And that's okay.
It's all right.
We all have different Bon Iver paths that we take.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited to talk about it because I don't know. I really like him. He's one of my favorite artists. I've listened to him for a long time. So
thank you.
I'm excited. But
in the meantime, you guys can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, all of the above at Music Monday Cast. One more time, that is at Music Monday Cast. The fridge just
bring it around for the third. At Music Monday Cast. Music Monday Cast.
Spelled exactly the way
you would expect it to be.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much for that.
You're going to listen to that back when you're editing, and you're going to be like, whoa.
And I'm going to think I messed it up or something, and I need to move it around, but it's just going to be my own dumbass being a dumbass.
In the meantime, you guys, have a freaking musical Monday. I'm going to murder you through this FaceTime call.
I know.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.